Right now, you are operating the most complex and incredible machine on the entire planet. And yeah, I'm talking about your own body. Today, we're going to pop the hood and take a look at two of its most amazing systems, the one that actually creates life and the one that acts as its master command center. So, let's just start with a couple of really big questions, right? Have you ever just stopped and wondered, how did I even get here? And what in the world is the system that's controlling every single thing? Every breath, every thought, every single movement? Well, we're about to dive into both of those. All right, so here's our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with the blueprint for life itself. Then we'll switch gears to the body's command center, the nervous system. We'll check out how it manages all our actions and reactions, and then we'll wrap up with how we can keep this whole amazing machine running in top shape. Okay, section 1. Let's start at the very, very beginning, the origin story for every single one of us. This is so fundamental, so let's just break down the basics. It's pretty incredible when you think about it on this scale. Reproduction isn't just about making a new person. It's literally about the survival of the entire human species. This is how we keep going, by making sure our population grows and we don't, go extinct. So for this whole process to work, it takes two distinct systems working together. You've got the male system, where the testis produces sperm, and it's designed to transfer it. And then you have the female system, where the ovary produces an ovum, that's the egg cell, and the uterus provides this perfect, nurturing place for an embryo to grow. All right, now that we know the key players, let's get into the action. We are about to follow one of the most epic journeys in all of nature, and it all happens on a scale you can't even see. This entire story hinges on one critical event: fertilization. It sounds like a big scientific term, but it's really just that one single, incredible moment where a sperm and an ovum fuse together to become one brand new cell. And so, the journey begins. I mean, picture this. It's an unbelievable race, with millions of sperm all swimming toward a single ovum. But out of all those millions, literally millions, only one is going to make it. Just one. The odds are absolutely staggering. So let's trace this out. After that one lucky sperm fertilizes the ovum, we have a new single cell called a zygote. But it doesn't stay that way for long. Nope. It immediately starts dividing and dividing, becoming an embryo. That embryo then develops in the uterus, growing into a fetus. And then, about 9 months later, a baby is born. What an incredible transformation, all from just one cell. Okay, so a new life has begun. But how does that new human actually work? How does it think and feel and move? Well, for that, we have to look at the body's unbelievable command center. I want you to think of your nervous system as the body's very own super-fast internet. It's this incredibly complex communications network that's constantly sending signals back and forth, coordinating literally everything you do, from breathing to, learning something new right now. Now, this system is actually made up of two main parts that work as a team. First, you've got the central nervous system, or CNS. That's the brain and the spinal cord. Think of that as your main computer, your central processor. Then you have the peripheral nervous system, which is this huge web of nerves that branch out everywhere. They're like the data cables, carrying all the information to and from that central processor. Okay, so we've got this command center and a whole communications grid, but what does that actually look like in our day-to-day lives? How does it all come together? Let's take a closer look. So it turns out our brain is constantly juggling two different types of jobs. On one hand, you've got controlled actions. This is the stuff you consciously decide to do, like picking up a cup of coffee or deciding to dance. But then, on the other hand, there are all the involuntary actions, the things your body just does on autopilot, like your heart beating or you breathing right now. But wait, there's a third, kind of special category of action. I want you to think about this. The last time you accidentally touched something hot. You didn't stop to think, oh, that's hot, I should probably move. No way. Your hand was gone before you even processed it. Why does that happen so fast? That, my friends, is a reflex, and it's basically your body's emergency protection shortcut. The signal from your hand doesn't even go all the way to the brain at first. It travels at over 200 miles an hour straight to the spinal cord, which immediately slams on the brakes and sends a command back to pull away. It all happens so fast, the brain gets the memo a split second later. That's when you actually feel the pain, but by then, your hand is already out of danger. So this entire system is just so brilliant and so essential for everything that we do, which, of course, leads to a really important question. How do we take care of it? Because when this communication network gets damaged,
The consequences can be pretty serious. If the nerves that help control your muscles get disrupted, it can lead to problems with things like your balance. It just goes to show how critical it is to protect this entire system.
But here's the good news. Keeping your command center healthy isn't super complicated. Simple things like eating a balanced diet rich in B vitamins, getting a good night's sleep, even just maintaining good posture when you're sitting, all of these can make a huge difference in keeping that internal internet of yours running smoothly.
When you really think about it, from the incredible journey of a single cell to the lightning-fast reflexes that keep us safe, our bodies are performing miracles every single second. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Are we doing enough to give this amazing system the care and protection it truly deserves? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.